Shalom and welcome back to our Revolutionary Living. This is our 30-week pregnancy update. I said I was going to keep this thing as authentic as possible, so here I am in the car running my end of week errand, and I thought, hey, no better time than to tell you about week 30 than now at the end of the week. So all is good. So I don't have that much that has changed this week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my update. I'm going to give you the bump date, but I'm also going to give you all some details on my postpartum planning. Now, I would say my postpartum planning is detailed. I don't want to say extensive, but detailed and very organized in how I laid it out. So I'm probably going to break up my postpartum explanation over the weeks as well. But hopefully you all can get a little bit from this video from both my experience and my planning. If you don't know, this is my first child, but I am a doula, have been so for years now. So I've have a lot of perspective as pertaining to this. So putting that all together, this is what we get. So how's week 30 has been? People all ask me all the time, like, how's the baby? How's it going? And really the simplest answer is it's good. It's really just that straightforward. Of course, baby moves a lot. Moves are getting stronger. You can see it from the outside. You get like an elbow or a shoulder or whatever. You don't really know. Poking you in a certain area. You can see like one side of your belly like more raised than the next. The heartburn is almost not worth mentioning in the sense of it's very minimal. If I drink something, eat something, it usually goes away. Haven't really had it since like maybe a week or two ago, but it literally just popped back up today after my midwife asked me have I had it, and I said no. But not enough to even care to want to buy an antacid or anything like that. I had mentioned I was getting back tired, but it's almost just like my body was preparing for the transition to third trimester, and then I feel good. I don't quite feel like I have nesting energy yet, but I feel normal. I literally feel normal, just a little bit more out of breath. And I treat my to-do list like a job, as in I may run errands if that's what kind of day I'm going to have, or do things around the house 9 to 5. If I wake up before then, I'm still probably relaxing in the room, read scriptures, pray, check my notifications, talk to my Lord, work 9 to 5. And then my after work activities, whether that's be dance coaching, hanging out with friends. I drove to Atlanta again. Where am I going? Okay, yeah. Drove to Atlanta again to like hang out. I'm about done with that. Car rides aren't necessarily that comfortable. I get to that. And yeah, just have a normal day. I go to bed sometime between 11 and 1 a.m. and I am soaking up the sleep. I sleep about 7 hours a day. Don't care nothing about it. I have no reason not to. I'm getting my things to do done. And I explained that this may be the most ease I have going forward. Like going forward now, not only am I a married woman, but now I'm going to be a mother, and Lord's will be get pregnant again. And at that time have, a baby or a toddler or a child, or whatever the case may be. It would never be this easy again, besides bringing in someone to help me. So I rest when I can. Like I said, I sleep about 7 hours and just naturally wake up. As far as my fitness plan and the walking, if you listen to the previous video, you knew like my minimal goal was like 3 miles, stretch goals for 5 miles, anything above that, I just killed the game. This week, I'm right at that like 2.5 mile mark. It is Friday. So I'm trying to go get in like 1 to 2 miles just to kind of hit or exceed the goal for the week. But very straightforward. And I just feel good. Like I said, my energy is up, my appetite is up, but not too crazy. I can eat twice a day and a snack and be happy. Before it was like I need to eat 3 times a day on a schedule, hefty meals, and have snacks just in case. It's not as urgent anymore. Belly is growing, baby is growing. I can visually see the difference for the last few weeks. It's like no matter what I put on, you can see that I'm pregnant, versus like months 6, at least 6.5. I could wear a lot of stuff in my closet, not even maternity wear, just like my regular clothes. And if I don't make an effort to, like, you know, waistband or let you know that I'm pregnant, the stranger could like not know. Now it's like, oh, she's pregnant. So yeah, growing. Again, this is the end of week 30. I always, in my midwifery appointments, we do urinalysis, blood pressure. We do a measurement of my belly, basically, and then I don't know if I said blood pressure, but baby always measures a few days ahead, so he's already measuring, you know, 31 weeks or so. So that's good news. I'm not doing a lot of stuff baby wise. I'm getting items, and like I said, getting that postpartum plan into action, and I can tell people are getting into action on my behalf as well, and I'm so grateful. Like, it's been such a sweet experience to allow love in, not only for me but for our unborn child, and to appreciate that people are actually excited and people are actually happy for us. And like, I knew people like, congratulations, I'm like, mean it, but like, no, people are actually excited. And I mean, I've been realized that, but again, it's a sweet feeling. You have people who wanted to partake in the experience with you in any kind of way. I encourage you to let them in. So people ask me questions, I get a gauge of like how much information they want, and within reason, I'm very descriptive. Yes, you can feel the belly. Yes, I will show you when he kicks and all that good stuff, because it's an amazing experience to share with sincere people who sincerely care. And I always think of something extra, like last minute. And I am seeing signs of my milk coming in. And I asked this question publicly on social media before, like, no, when did y'all experience this? I mean, if you read it in the books, it's like, oh, you can experience this from this time to this time, which pretty much be the whole pregnancy. But like, I want to know realistically, what on average do people see? But for those who like to hear perspective from different people, and not to say that you should gauge your norm off of me, but to me it helps to hear real people or people that you know give their experience to kind of give an idea of like what it may look like. And for me, the first visible signs of it is 30 weeks. It's still just like very, very, very minimal. But yeah, that was very interesting. I'm very excited about that, because there's a lot of things that go into labor and birth. The labor and birth need to go well. The postpartum healing needs to go well, and the baby nutrition needs to go well, amongst many other things. But those are things you often hear about being a concern. So to see that, I don't think this is going to be a problem, as long as the baby also has a successful latch, things of that nature, because I do plan to breastfeed, then it's another weight off my shoulders. So again, everything is looking like it's coming together very well. I'm just going to keep praying and preparing for it to do so. Now, all that being said, we talked about this postpartum plan and what that looks like. Let's take a little peek at that. But before we do, quick bump date. There it is, the belly, the bump. Again, you see how I look in my average clothing. I dress modestly daily, so finding clothes that fit comfortably has been no problem. That's the belly at the end of 30 weeks. All right, as promised, I'm going to start sharing postpartum plans in general and my postpartum plans. Don't worry, I'm hands-free. So there's a lot of aspects of postpartum planning. So I think it would be easiest to jumpstart with food and nutrition, which at bare minimum, if you haven't planned that out, I highly encourage you to figure out something, because the last thing you need to do when trying to figure out how to care for and feed a baby or amongst other members of your family is also trying to figure out how to keep yourself fed with nutrient-dense food. Like, some stuff just needs to be a no-brainer, and that's definitely one that we can prepare for. So for food, some things you can do yourself. Am I suggesting that? If that's the village you have for yourself, by all means, do you. But if you have people around who's willing and able to assist you in any kind of way, I do highly encourage you to take the help. I know it could be, something that a lot of us avoid, either asking for help or accepting it or feeling like we need to rely on other people. But if this is the time for you to allow yourself to feel vulnerable with people who have proven, family, friends, or otherwise, that they truly do sincerely want to support you. And most times people want to support but don't know how. So I also say that it's your responsibility to be able to express how exactly you want to be supported. Food is a very easy one. Now, how does that look? A few different options, and I am utilizing multiple of them. One option will be to set up a meal train. It is a train of meal deliveries brought to your home. That's it. Now, is it just Papa John's pizzas coming to your house every day? No. How I have participated in meal train, it has always been a schedule set up on www.mealtrain.com. You select your dates, put in other pertinent information like who's the recipient, their address, how to contact them, email, phone number. If they have other details like preferred delivery, hours, knock, don't knock, all that can go in there, right? And the instructions at the top. And once you put in your dates, let's say I pick my dates to be January 1st through 7th. So for every day, January 1st through 7th, there will be a slot to log in and sign up. So I go to Meal Train. I either can sign up as a guest or use my account if I've created one. Put my name next to January 1st, and you can put in the meal you plan to deliver. Let's say what's been a hit for me is a chickpea stew. I may put that in, or I may put TBA, and I just follow up the family closer to my date to say this is what I'm bringing, or maybe ask them what they would like. And then you also set it up to give you a meal reminder, like ask the delivery person that hey, your delivery time is coming up. You can set up for like a week in advance, and then like the day before. Again, kind of just easy for everybody. The person who's delivering knows exactly when to come, where to come. If you have any dietary restrictions, all that can be put on the website. They get reminders, and then you already know who's coming, when they're coming, and what they're bringing, all by just using this website platform. So set up a meal train if you can. Now, you're like, okay, I can set up the meal train, but like, who's going to sign up for it? But you decide who you like to have in your corner. Most often, I participate in meal trains with my church group. So any women who give birth, and even we use it sometimes for people who's been sick and different stuff. We'll create one, and then different women from the congregation will sign up and deliver meals. You can do this with your work friends. Maybe if your work friends want to know how to support you, you can allow them to be on it. It could be your family, it could be your neighbors, whoever your community is. Now that's one option. In our case, we do encourage, when I say in our case, people who I've done this with, we encourage healthy, nutritious, home cooked food that is enough to suit the entire family. Whether it's family of mom and dad, and of course the newborn baby, so mom and dad, or if they have 4 small children, in addition to the newborn, we would feed the entire family, again with nutritious home cooked meals. Now people will say, well, I'm not a cook, so how would I participate in the meal train? And what I've always advised people who want to help, but it's kind of hesitant to jump on the meal train delivery team, you don't have to be a cook. You don't have to know how to cook well in general. You have to know how to cook one meal well. So, and that's what I've done. After I've kind of seen what people tend to deliver, if I know that 3 people always take some form of like a salmon meal, I stopped cooking salmon because I'm sure the family gets tired of that. So I tried to find a meal that was unique, nutritious, and delicious. And I kind of stick with that one. And at this point, the recipe is down packed. I know exactly what to get for the recipe each time. I can put it together very quick and easy. I know it's well within my budget. I'm not necessarily sending over filet mignon every time. Like, I make sure something that I, as a delivery person, can afford at any given time. If someone deliveries, because you never know if it's going to be on and near their due date. Maybe it's 2 weeks before, and you got to kind of throw it in the budget as a delivery person if you have already signed up. But if you don't do that, cook at least one meal well. Now, with us, let's say January 1st through 7th, that means 7 people sign up, so you get drop-off deliveries for those 7 days. And you can make it how you want to make it. I personally probably going to do every other day, because I'm probably not going to finish that food in 1 day's time, just knowing myself. So I can spread mine out January 1st through 14th. Again, have deliveries every other day. You don't have to have visitors in your home if you don't want to. You can have a cooler set up outside. They put it in. I'll probably put out little note cards and pins on the porch if you want to leave a note for the family. Put it here, sign on the door, baby sleeping, please do not knock, or whatever. And hopefully all these people who's on your team understand your desires and willing to accommodate. Or if you want somebody to come in and say hello and kind of keep your spirits up and make you feel like you have a little company, they're there to encourage you, not necessarily to hold your baby unless you want them to, then all of that should be able to be specified and people respect your wishes. I've never had an issue with that. But let's say people don't want to cook. You can have people sign up for the meal train to know who's bringing what and when, but you allow store-bought or food bought from places. In my case, I'm type A. I like to plan out. I like to make things easy for people. Again, yes, I'm willing to rely on people for assistance, but I don't make it hard to help me. So I actually made a takeout guide, as in, okay, cool, yeah, you can bring me takeout, but this is what I prefer. So do not bring me a Chick-fil-A sandwich and fries. Do not bring me a cheesy pizza. No, what you can do is go to Zoe's Mediterranean Kitchen and get me lamb kofta with a Greek salad and grilled potato salad and pita bread. What you can do is go get me Itai stew from the Benjamin or Jamaican restaurant. What you can do is go get me, I don't know, a salmon salad from Grub. Choose what you want that suits the diet that you are going for. What you can do is get me a rotisserie chicken from Publix along with some Caesar salads and a kombucha. Whatever suits the diet that you have. So yeah, they can buy things as well. So that's one version, meal train. Now here's the other option. Now the second option for planning out your food postpartum, it could be a little bit more lax on like the scheduling side of it, and you can essentially just ask for a gift card. The gift card method works especially well if you don't live near your support. Maybe you live out of state, maybe you're a military family, maybe you just don't want to have to deal with deliveries, whatever the case may be. Maybe it's your work friends. You don't quite want them at your house, but they want to support you. You want to accept that support. So what can you do? Gift cards. Now, I would be very specific with my gift cards. One, my issue I have with gift cards is usually people do not allocate enough funds on the gift card to truly cover what it takes to feed a family size per day. My recommendation, if you're going to be sending someone gift cards, is honestly a minimum of $25 per family member for a single day's meal. Takeout is expensive. Delivery is even more expensive. Minimum $15 per family member. This does include kids. Now that may sound expensive, but if you're going to the grocery store, shopping the groceries, cooking, all of that, it may be around the same price. So let's say, make sure the gift cards are enough to actually feed their family for the day if you're sending it. Two, clarify with them what kind of gift cards they want. If you're doing DROPOFF, that works. Typically you just need their email. So just send your email out, as well as I tend to send the instructions because make it easy for people. A second option is maybe you don't necessarily want DROPOFF like takeout delivery meals, or you do. But the part that often is missed, even in meal train, is what about snacks? What about just produce? What about, things to drink? I do encourage you to take, everything you need for a meal with meal train, including something to drink, sides, etc. But there's a few things in between that's needed. I encourage sending Instacart gift cards. Instacart gift card, so they can get that extra produce they want. They can get, cases of water and protein bars, whatever it is that the mother wants, right? Or maybe she creates a grocery list of like her staple items, and I'm going to just send her Instacart delivery after she had her baby. So for me, I've had that, I've done that before as well. This mom wanted, certain drinks, snacks, fruits, produce, and I may just throw in like a bouquet of flowers and things like that. You can just get grabbed from the grocery store and have them delivered. I did not have to go myself. We live some distance apart. You got DROPOFF, you got Instacart. You can do Amazon. They do have Amazon Marketplace, or just a regular Visa. Just Cash App them, just Venmo, just PayPal, and let them use it how they see fit to cover food and other expenses, with both parents typically being home for that period of time. There's another option. Third option, which I will be using, is freezer meal planning. Now, this can be done either one, you prepping it yourself, or two, again, outsourcing it. One way you can do it yourself is in those final weeks between, let's say, week 30 and 40 of your pregnancy. Whenever you cook a meal for your family, go ahead and budget out to buy essentially double the ingredients that you need, double the recipe. And let's say you're making a lasagna. You bake one and you eat that with your family. You bake the second one, let it cool, wrap it properly, put it in the freezer, and keep doing that till you've built a stock of meals. So once you had your baby, it is something simple as, ask your husband, hey, we have lasagna in the fridge, can you go ahead and pop that out to defrost a bit, put it in the oven at such and such temperature, label it, make it easy for whoever's going to be helping you, your mother, maybe older children in the house. And maybe, again, you order Instacart or somebody has sent it to you, and you add in those final deliveries, send me a salad, send me Texas toast, whatever you wanted to go with that meal, and you have that stuff delivered to your home once you have had baby. Or you can outsource it. So in my case, I am going to collect a few recipes that I wouldn't mind having, but giving people free range to choose what they want to make as well. But they will go ahead and pre-package whatever meal they choose to send. So for example, someone already have called me and said, hey, I make a great vegan chili. I see that you want dairy-free options after your birth. I'm going to make that, bag it for you, put it in a certain type of pan, and freeze it, send it to your house, just keep it in the freezer until you're ready to eat it post-baby. Great. Someone else is making me bone broth. Great. Going to freeze those into cubes and just kind of melt it down and drink them when I'm ready. Someone else is making me soups, freezing those. And whatever the list goes on that you may want, there's great recipes on Pinterest, YouTube, TikTok, wherever, of what you want to include in these recipes. Just decide the dietary restrictions you want to follow. Share that with the people who want to make these meals, and there you have it. You can do it on the meal train way as well, where you still kind of make a sign up of dates you want these freezer meals delivered. As for me, I'm just gonna, like I said, make this kind of guide to like, these are some meals that we would like, kind of specify we don't want dairy, we don't want this, we don't want this, or we do want this included. Let people do their own thing and set a certain delivery date to wherever you decide. Home, work, if you again work with your co-workers, church, like, okay, I'm gonna pick it up this day from the church and just make sure they're all done. If you're gonna be there this day, bring it frozen, have your cooler with you, take it home, put it back in the freezer, and they're just waiting for baby. So yeah, I will be personally using a combination of meal train and freezer meals. I'm leaning harder to the freezer meals because of the distance I stay from most of my family and friends, but will still allow those who want to see me and baby shortly after delivery, maybe after a week or so, can stop by. But again, I believe after birth, visits aren't for I just want to meet your baby. The time for that will come. Visits are still for supporting the family. If you want to come by and kind of make it a 2-for-1, let's make it productive. Assist the family where you can. This is my motto. This is what I do for other people. I usually do not even ask to see or hold someone's baby unless they offer. But I do ask, hey, I'm passing the grocery store. What produce would you like? Anything can I pick you up anything? What are you low on? And bring those items. Or just make them a meal and just bring it over and let them lead the experience of introducing you to their new baby. But yeah, I would have that window open where people can come see me as well via meal train. But if it does not work out for distance and schedule wise, that's fine, because I've prepared for that by setting up with freezer meals. Those are my top 3 options. Gift cards, which goes with GrubHub, Instacart, Amazon, etc. Sending a grocery list to certain people or at a certain time. Freezer meals, crock pot meals, all that kind of goes into the same conversation, as well as meal train. Oh, and option 4, very simple.
Toward Lagrange.
The option is to hire or select someone to come in and do it live for you, to prepare food for you and take care of different things. Top option is a postpartum doula. They tend to do light house cleaning, newborn care, to give you a break, a chance to nap, rest, hygiene, whatever you need to do, but have someone have trained eyes on your baby. And they also tend to prepare meals as well. Another option is just having a friend or family come in. Oftentimes, this is a mother or mother-in-law, a sister or close friend. They may come either by ever so often each day, or
Red light, camera ahead.
a couple days, or they may stay for an extended amount of time, days, weeks, maybe even months for some people, to assist with this process. So that can be very helpful as well. And even with that, I would still try to plan out to assist them in making it easy. So having our key grocery items like to keep in the kitchen already in a list for them, a couple easy meals to make, let's say the proteins and such that it takes to make these meals, maybe go ahead and pre-purchase those, especially if it's family where you're not necessarily paying them for the service, but have all that there. Any non-perishables, have all that there in stock for them, and they may just be going to the store for like your produce and other perishables and preparing the meals for you, making sure you have all the supplies they need to make it. So whether it's, you know, baking pans, freezer bags, whatever, just be prepared and work as a team.